Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. A big talk about football, episode 28. I am joined by my co-host for tonight, James. How are you?
All good, mate. Got the winning feeling. Four games to go, and yeah, everything's all good.
Yeah, I hope everyone in the chat's got their passports at the ready because if we beat Everton at the weekend, I think some sort of European football will be confirmed. We'll talk about West Ham later on, but I'm getting the feeling it's getting close, James.
Yeah, I know, mate. Antonio was on fire the other night. I must admit. Admit.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see who's in the chat. Then we'll get our first guest on. Luke, evening, ladies. Hope you're well. Luke, Peach, me and James were just listening to your voice message you sent me earlier on. Yeah, very, 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 very good. Everyone, what a win. Yeah, what a win. We will discuss, there's plenty of positives. We will discuss all things West Ham in about half an hour's time because we're buzzing. And come on, you Irons, indeed. And yes, Peach, what a result it was. Scott's in. Hope you're well. Scott, how's that work thing, Scott? Yeah, you've had quite a time off on the golf course. Let us know. Mandy's in. Hope you are watching Chelsea game. I'm just popped in to say love you guys and happy hammers and Jake is awesome. Thank you very much, Mandy. Thanks for coming in. It's Jake time and it's James time. That's indeed. How quick was Jake with the passport? Yeah, I had to use one word tonight and that was passport, and I've done it within the first 2 minutes, James.
I know, mate. I know you just got to get the other one there. So get the other one in there.
I'll leave that to you, James.
Yeah.
Rich is being strange back, buddy. No golf for 2 days now. Oh dear. Well, just before we bring our first guest on, make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. All of the 8 people, if you're watching, will get the viewers up, get your thoughts in about what we are discussing and the football clubs as well. Just home in time for the show, and another day of prep tomorrow. Thanks for coming on, Scott. Right, first guest coming on, Baker, who is a Man United fan. Baker, can you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. There we go.
Excellent. Sorry about last week with the
that's all right.
The sound was down.
Yeah, that's all right. So, in terms of Man United, then, we will talk about the Europa League first. Not much to worry about now. 6-2 in the first leg. I mean, it was a little bit. It must have been a little bit nerve-wracking at one point, 2-1 down, but you tore them apart with Cavani, Fernandes, and players like that. Definitely 6-2 win, comfortable. It really would take something to lose now.
Yeah, it was quite funny. I was sat next to a real loyal, good supporter, good mate of mine, and he was watching it outside in a pub in Manchester, and he said to me at half time, 2-1, Dave, if he loses this, it's a 5 in the row, that, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what we're going to do. So I said, just bear with it a bit, and then I dived on it at full time. I said, shut up, like you do. 6-2, he was like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. We all do the knee-jerk reaction, don't we? Where, half-time, full-time and all that. We're regulars of half-time, full-time. So, barring miracles, we should be okay, but you never know.
Yeah.
I think we'll score out there, so they've still got to score more.
Yeah. It would take something quite spectacular, James, wouldn't it? From Roma, as I said, at one point, in the Europa League, they were trailing. It weren't looking good, and Dave's mate was feeling that as well. But in terms of West Ham, Russ explained it on the show I watched earlier on that, to be honest, the best way, if we're in this whole situation, is, let's be honest, the English teams not to get through.
Really? Is that what happens? Is it one less place or something?
Oh well, it's very complicated. I think it's if Chelsea win the Champions League or or Arsenal win the Europa League, then they take one of the positions off, so that only leaves the top three. That leaves the top three for Champions League. Honestly, us West Ham fans, we're not used to all of this, worrying about who.
That's the West
wins
Ham way,
this.
though, Jake. That's the West Ham way. Get fourth, and we can't go up into the Champions League. But it's good to see Baker. Last time I see you, mate, you was on your channel, and we was
cheers,
previewing previewing the game. But this season,
cheers for that, mate. Yeah, appreciate that.
And this season, will you assess Solskjaer this season?
Takes a deep breath. Personally, I think he's doing well, right? But there's a lot out there that think he's a bit of a fraud. He's a bit of a yes man to the Glazers and stuff. I'll get that in now. But I think underneath they are doing a good job. There's a lot of youth work, youth team work that they've been doing. They bought a few Barcelona players, a couple of Real Madrid players, and they've got the youth system's been set back up. Now that'll take a year or two again before the next batch comes through. But you look at Greenwood, likes of Greenwood, and if you get one or two of them a year, and we build by and then we build. I think he's at this moment in time. I'm still with him 100%, me. But there's a lot out there that are not happy, and we should get. Who are you going to get then? Who can fill them boots? There's not many managers that can fill them boots.
But how important is it though that he does win the Europa League? On the progression of.
Yeah, 100% for his credibility and for all them doubters and stuff. But a lot of them are still saying, well, that's not enough. It's like the Seamud Cup. It's the old cup, crap cup, and any cup's a cup to me. Trophy's a trophy. It's winning. You're still a winner, aren't you? Simple as that. And definitely, it definitely needs one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Just to lead off on what James said, then, in terms of silverware, it's come not very well for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Do you think if you don't win in the final of the in the Europa League and you go another season without a bit of silverware, do you think there'll be more fans that kind of turn on him? I mean, it's a bit like the situation at Arsenal. Like, fans will say, trust the process. Where are you with it, and what do you think the reaction will be if you don't get silverware?
Yeah. He's got to. Yeah, agreed. He's got to get this. If he doesn't win this, he's next year they're going to. Every time it's Manchester United, and every time they lose a match, it's the end of the world. Especially because we've not won. All the spoiled people. We've not won the league for 7, 8. It'll be the 8th year this year, won't it? So they'll only be happy till they get that league. And if he doesn't get this, and then next season, I'll find it hard to get to the end of the season if he's not top of the league. First 3 games or something like that. That's how bad it is that the criticisers just. It'll be impossible. The pressure will just get too much, I think. So it is absolutely crucial that he nails this Europa. I won't say nails it, Champions League. That's not, is it? Wishful thinking.
Yeah. Scott's put a comment in, and this has made its way around today. What I'm hearing today, Declan Rice is too slow for Manchester United. Yep, I agree. He's not good at all. Stick with Nemanja Matic. What do you think of that whole? That's obviously exaggerated. If anybody doesn't, because we obviously don't want him to go to Manchester United. I mean, that's a pretty strange thing if that's true to come out and say.
No, he's a good player, and he's simple. We'd love a young Englishman. The centre, is it just behind he plays, isn't it? Yeah, love him there. Love him. I think he's a great player, English player. He's conducted himself really well off the field as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I think he'd be an excellent. Anyone who, if you let go of him, anyone who purchased him, an excellent buy. I think he'd just step up another level. Yeah. Tremendous player.
And hopefully we're hearing James. We're going to discuss it later on, but going to be back next week, which is going to be a massive, massive boost for us. And let's hope in the summer that us at West Ham can keep our hands, give him what he wants, and keep our hands firmly on him.
It's crucial to you that you get up there, isn't it? If you can get that other. Shame you lost the other week. Bloody hell. I was rooting for you, to be fair. I've got a soft spot for West Ham.
I think he won't go anywhere this summer. I think it's too. Especially after COVID, I think there's not enough money about now. But I just want to ask Baker this: since we last spoke, mate, how have you assessed West Ham this season?
Excellent. You can't fault David Moyes at this point, can you? You know, he's proved the doubters wrong. He's proved a lot of Manchester United supporters wrong. Whether it was tough for him, wasn't it? You know, going after Fergie. But fair play. He had a first crack at it. You know, there was a bit of boo boys there. The man's got balls. It's as simple as that. To take that back on and take you lot back on, and I know how passionate and loyal you are, and you know you don't take no shit, basically, do you? So fair play to him to win some of the doubters over. There'll always be them ones that won't. Same at our place, you know, we're loyal, and there's always them unless you get to a certain level, and you know, it's going to be tough for him, innit? So fair play to him. Fair play to him.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guests waiting about. Firstly, we will bring on Adam Footballer Brownie all the way over from sunny or rainy Spain. He will. What is it, Adam?
Brownie.
Hey, how are you doing, guys? Nice. What is it? Warm. It's not
warm Spain.
Yeah, it's a bit of a dull day actually today. But I to be honest, I've been up all night watching the rising of Dogecoin on the cryptocurrency. So you know, I had a late night. I tell you, I had a late night. But
can I ask you a question? Has it gone up again? Dogecoin
from last night, yeah, it did. It went up to 70 cents at one point last night.
Wow.
Yeah, it's down now to about 62. Yeah, but Elon Musk is going on Saturday Night Live on obviously on Saturday night, but it's on Sunday morning our time about 4 a.m. and he's saying that he's going to name drop Dogecoin for some reason. And that will then make me and everyone else in the Dodge army all billionaires, and I can buy Jake's channel. Then I can't I?
Oh. wishful thinking, but massive game. Massive weekend for the championship because it is the final day on Saturday. You take on Rotherham at the weekend. What's your thoughts firstly on that game?
You know what? I hope Rotherham get a result because I in recent years I've had a dislike to Derby, and if Rotherham do get a result, Derby get relegated. So
bitter.
Well, it goes back to 2 years ago when Cardiff were in the run for playoffs, and like February, March, we had a bit of snow up in the north. Nothing on the actual pitch, but Derby was struggling in getting results, and you know, a lot of coaches went up there already, you know, thinking the game was on. But they called it off very, very late. And that actually them calling it off stopped the losing streak. And it caused our winning streak to come to an end. So I think it's that kind of, I think it's from there really. You know, they use dodgy tactics to get their own house in order on the pitch. So let's do dodgy tactics tomorrow and big up with Rotherham.
Wow, that's a statement.
Well, you know, what comes around goes around, as they say, isn't it? You know, and be nice to have Wayne Rooney relegate his first club he's manager of.
Yeah. Baker, just before I let you go, do you think Ole will, you know, have one eye on the Premier League game at the weekend? What do you think? Because, you know, I mean, the getting through the Europa League obviously is going to be the what he wants, and I think that could be pretty much done now. Do you think he might rest players in the Europa League to try and get more confidence into in the Premier League for Aston Villa at the weekend?
No, I think he should put. Personally, I think he should put the strongest team out possible in every game, and you know, forget the rotation at this point. Whoever's playing well should stick in the team and go for it. You know, we can't slip up tomorrow night. You know, we don't even want to get beat tomorrow night. That's the main thing. Every game should go out, put the best team out. Forget that rotation like for us.
Well, like, you know what?
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will, though.
You know what, Jake? Baker says that now. I wish Ollie actually put his best team out when he was Cardiff manager. He wouldn't may not even you know?
Probably hates Ollie, don't you?
I've got to ask Baker this though. Do you win the Europa League though, mate?
I think so, mate. Yeah, definitely.
I
Yeah,
think so.
if we get through, I think we will. I think I think our stumbling block at the moment is semi-finals. Just on a good point, we talk about the neighbours and that last night's result. You know, I don't like mentioning the name. One bonus for us: if we win that one, if we win the Europa and they win the that other cup, we have the Super Cup on the 11th of August in Belfast. I've already booked tickets, so we're already ready, just in anticipation. So can you imagine that? That other side of Manchester being in Belfast, they won't know what's it. It's fully United anyway, and everyone I've known about the flights were only 80-90 quid, so everyone's just booked flights already. I can name about 300 or 400 lads I know have already booked just in case we get there, and they'll be hiding in the crap bars on the other side of town. We'll take over the old town, and they won't know what's it.
Who do you think you're getting? Who do you think you're getting the Europa League final?
What, it's 1-1, isn't it? Yeah. Don't know. Arsenal are funny, aren't they? Oh, is it still 2-1?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're funny, Arsenal, aren't they? They can go out and win 4-0, but 1-0. I don't know. I've sneaky feeling Villarreal at the moment.
Yeah, we went on the weekend as well.
Just got sneaky.
I forgot it was the oil club derby yesterday, wasn't it? I knew one of them would slip up, but
Was it?
Yeah.
oh, boom, boom. All right, you guys didn't bloody get that. Never mind.
straight over. Baker, thank you very much for coming on
You're
tonight.
welcome. Get that 4th place, lads. I'd love you to get it.
Thanks,
Seriously.
Baker. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Right, a couple of guests waiting to come on. Firstly, down in the Championship again, Clive, how are you?
I'm all right, Jake. Thanks. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. And also, we are joined by Gary, the Arsenal fan. Gary, how are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah, I don't think I got the memo of the haircut, did I? Me and Adam haven't got the memo on the haircut here, have we?
Scalping for the summer.
Clive, if I come to you first, last game of the season, as I mentioned to Adam about 5 minutes ago, last game of the Championship season on Saturday. You've got Swansea.
Have you got Bristol City, mate?
Oh, Bristol City. Sorry, yeah, Bristol City.
Just as bad for Cardiff fans. Bristol City, they just as bad.
What's your thoughts on that game, then?
Well, we're on a hell of a run, mate. We're now, I think it's 9 undefeated, 11 undefeated, 1 defeat in 13. And that's away to Norwich, so we're bang on form. But I got a feeling that Thomas Frank's going to probably rest a few players and put in a couple of the fringe players to give them a bit of experience. I don't know. I hope we win, obviously. Even if we don't, it's still our best ever season since way back to 1938, I think. So it's been a cracking season. We've got the playoffs to come. And I bought this, mate. A bottle. For when Brentford fucking lose theirs in the playoff final, they can have this one. So they've actually got some bottle then. Apologies for swearing as well, mate.
Gary, if I come to you, then I mean, it goes without saying. Currently 2-1 down. Europa League, second leg, semi-final tomorrow night. This is massive for Arteta. This is massive for Arsenal, isn't it?
It's huge.
Are you convinced? After the win at Newcastle, are you convinced that you can get to the final?
Oh, well, we've got a couple of late injury updates. So hopefully Tierney and Lacazette can be back in. I believe they're in training. It'll be another nail biter for an Arsenal fan, like it always is.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Let's take some comments there. Right, Mandy's come back. She's like, "Oh, this Champions League semi-final is rubbish. More going on here." um, I hope you're well. Right, let's go here. Scott says Brentford flung again. Can they carry their momentum on? When's the silver back, Clive? And thoughts on Ben Rama the other night?
I've been reading a load of comments on a couple of West Ham Facebook pages, and I'm loving it. How he's endeared himself to you fans. You know, Jake, I love the man. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
And so does this man here.
Sorry?
And so does this man here. He loves
What, Fat Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, mate, 100%.
If he can build on that and given more time, he's just going to really show you all what he can really do. As for De Silva, unfortunately, he's not going to be back. Not until next season.
Yeah.
We're hoping that Rico Henry comes back. But we'll find out. We'll find out.
Clive, if I can ask you a question, mate. Top of my head now, you'd have Bournemouth, is it, as it stands in the playoffs?
No, as it stands right now, we'd have Barnsley. It's going to be Barnsley or Bournemouth, probably Barnsley. And I'm hoping for Swansea in the final.
Yeah, because you've got Swansea tomorrow.
No, Bristol City tomorrow.
Bristol City, sorry.
Yeah.
So who would you prefer? Who would out of Barnsley or Bournemouth? Because if I'm honest with you,
for the semi-final, I'd rather have Barnsley because we've done the league double over Bournemouth, and that means only one thing: we do the league double.
Bournemouth. I fancy Bournemouth for playoffs because you always have that. Normally, you always have that when a late surge come in, and Bournemouth they would drop in like a stone before they sack their manager, don't they? And then what's his name can become a new manager, and then he got back into the playoffs and they've kept up a momentum.
I think they won 9 on the trot, didn't they?
Yeah.
We played them the other week, and we played them off the field, mate. Played them off the field.
Yeah.
But it's a one-off game, and we know from all them years,
it is
going to playing Blackpool in a bloody playoff fight.
Whether we have Swansea or Bournemouth, whether we have Barnsley or Bournemouth for the final, I want Swansea because we got unfinished business with them. They're bunch of that Jonathan who's cheating so and so. We got unfinished business with them, and we'd love to turn them over in the final. Love it.
Well,
Sound like Kevin Keegan now.
I don't even want to have a heart attack of watching Swansea in a playoff final. I hope whoever they play in the semis put 5 past them. I tell you.
Clive, another question: will Ivan Toney be at Brentford next season?
Good question.
Will he be at Arsenal or someone else?
He'll be at West Ham. He'll be at West Ham. That's where he'll be.
If we go up, then we got a damn good chance of keeping him.
Yeah.
Depends who comes in for him. But if we go up, I reckon we might keep him because our policy seems to be we buy a player, we don't let them go after 1 year. We keep him for at least 2 years before we develop him a bit and then sell him on. But obviously money talks, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've seen talk of Everton wanting him, Leicester wanting him, West Ham not being able to afford him.
No, we've got a backup plan, which brings me to my question. How's Winston Reid getting on at Brentford?
He played for a while, a few games back, and he was good. He really was good. But then Pontus Jansson come back from injury, and Winston hasn't even had a sniff since then. I think the main reason why we brought him in was for cover for Pontus. But now Pontus is back, then Winston's not had a sniff. But in the games that he played, can't fault him.
Yeah. Gary, can I ask you this? What do you think's got to change at Arsenal next season? You know, you're hoping for a fresh start. Forget about this season. If perhaps you don't win the Europa League, you know, what do you think needs to happen? Perhaps transfers. What do you think needs to happen? Ready for next season to be challenging to where you should be.
Money needs to be spent on signings. and whether we get a takeover from this Spotify guy, or whether but Kroenke stays. He needs to put his hand in his pocket and fund the club a bit more, because if we carry on selling players to buy players, then we're gonna be a mid-table team. I'm afraid. We won't be able to compete, because in the Premier League today, you need to spend the money to compete.
Yeah.
As West Ham will probably find out next season if they don't invest in other players to have consistency.
Bang on. James, over to you. Ask a question to Gary.
Question is, mate, will Arteta be in the job next season if Arsenal don't get to the Europa League final?
Yes, I think he will, because I don't think that's Arsenal's policy to get rid of a manager that quickly. The question is he the right man for the job, whether we win the Europa League or not? Because he hasn't got the credentials that other managers that you'd expect Arsenal to attract a manager with credentials fighting for trophies.
And how far away are you from being top 4 contenders, in your opinion?
At least
a million miles.
I think for the last probably since about a year before Wenger left. We were about 4 seasons away then, and I think we still are. I don't think we've improved at all, really.
Let's take
in fact, if you go on our league position this season, this is our work. This is going to be our worst ever Premier League finish, I believe.
Let's take some comments. See what you guys are saying. Mandy says would love to see Brentford in the Premier League.
Yeah, Mandy.
Yeah, I think we all would, but the only downside to that, though, is perhaps we're not going to be able to shout at signing the players. We've got some fantastic players there: Rico Henry, Ivan Toney, to name a couple. That's for sure. I mean, James says it quite a lot. I mean, we're open for a Winston Reid, Ivan Toney swap deal with a bit of cash in there.
Not a chance. It does make me wonder, though, if we do go up. It makes me wonder what players are Brentford looking at to sign at the moment. We always sign great players, and there's no question on that. And that's gone through the last few years. So I do wonder what sort of player are we going to bring into the Premier League next season.
I think just touching on that, I think the only person that anyone should sign from Brentford is their recruitment officer, because what he's done over the last sort of few years, like Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney.
Look how much they made on him.
Yeah, Josh Da Silva, Rico Henry, he's ex-Walsall. They've got some good players there, I must admit, and they sign these players at clubs where basically they're lost at their own club. They get them to Brentford, assess them, develop them, and then sell them for basically like a Leicester City model, but it's a bit on a lower scale. That they get these players in and bring them up, and then let's be honest, they could sell Toney for whatever they want because he's worth it. Do you know what I mean? So I think their recruitment officer or whoever's recruiting these players needs a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah,
it's a whole system that we got, mate. It's not our recruitment is statistic based and traditional based, and the statistic based basis that we use, the analysis that we use, is unique to Brentford. I know loads of other clubs are using analysis and statistical analysis, but the specific one that we use is unique to Brentford because it was developed by our owner, Matthew Benham, and he developed that to basically beat the bookies, which is how he made his millions. And he's managed to transfer that into finding undervalued players and then bringing them in, developing them, and then selling them on. So someone could come in and take a couple of our recruiting staff, but that wouldn't mean to say that they'd have the recruiting knowledge and skills that we've got at Brentford FC.
Yeah, definitely. And the final question to you, Clive, and then I'm gonna finish off with Gary. Scott asks, Clive, thoughts on Pinnock? I've been really impressed with him this season.
Yeah, he's a great player. There's a few mistakes come into his game this season that he didn't have last season. But there's no doubt he's a brilliant player, and he's still young. And I hope he doesn't go. He's a credit to the team, and one of the best central defenders in the division, without a doubt.
Yeah, Chelsea have just scored to make it 1-0 at Stamford Bridge. So on
And you
aggregate,
won't believe Timo Werner scored.
he's coming. He's coming with full force. That's for sure. But just to finish off with you then, Gary, just before we discuss West Ham with a few guests. I'd like to ask you, do you think Arteta should go with a free hit at the last few games? Because let's be honest, we haven't got anything to play for in the Premier League. Do you think he should just, try things out, or just completely try and get, perhaps finish 8th or whatever, and try and finish further up the table?
Definitely in the Premier League, obviously tomorrow night, full strength squad. But in the last 4 games, why not? I mean, the toughest one is going to be next. I believe it's next Wednesday, Chelsea game. That is going to be a tough game because Tuchel's has he lost 1 game, or I can't remember. And since he's been there, that is going to be a tough game. So you would hope that out of the 4 games we would get 9 points. I'd be happy with 9 points, but experiment. Play some of these young players. Balogun, play him. If he's just signed a new contract, is he going to be the future, or are they just going to stick him out on loan? I don't.
Yeah, he's tried before, and that's evidently been the rise in your season and getting back into some form, putting players like Bukayo Saka and players like that in there. But thank you very much to Gary and Clive for coming on.
Cheers.
No worries.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Thank you. Right, we will talk about West Ham, but before we do, check out Canning Town Lane using the link in the description. I'm not going to play the video because me and James could probably mime it off ourselves.
Yeah.
But I've heard it a hell of a lot of times, and James has as well. Check out Canning Town Lane using the link in the description down below for your animated portraits. It's up by James's head up there. One of them he did for me. Yeah, it's the other side. StreamYard's a bit weird. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'm trying not to mind what I say in the actual thing. This is quite funny. Check him out using the link in the description down below. It can be any football club, any shirt. He's done Mini Jack, who does the Premier League roundup show with me. He's done him one as well. They're absolutely fantastic. Check him out using the link in the description down below. Right, let's just have a look at some comments then. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, Scott likes Scott's favourite guests are Clive and Gary. So you spoke, Scott, and we gave it to you tonight. We gave it to you. Right, let's talk a bit of West Ham then. Firstly, Phil has joined us. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, not too bad, Jake. James, you're good?
All good, man.
Good.
Very good,
And we are also joined by another James, all the way over from Canada. We've gone from Spain to Canada, and we are joined by James from the Anvil. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm good, man.
Good. Right. Just before we delve into some positivity with the game, I said to James before we came on, a lot has happened on this day for West Ham United. So we're just gonna just touch on them now. On this day in 2007, firstly, Carlos Tevez scored a brace and Noble scored with a perfect volley to secure our great escape in 2007. Fantastic moment, I'm sure, for you guys watching and for the people that can remember that. That got us safe, and on this day, pretty good, guys.
It was, mate. It was. It was the last game at the Boleyn, I think it was, before we had to go to Old Trafford. I might be wrong, but yeah, it was a very, very important win against the team of Bolton, who actually relegated us in 2003. So, yeah.
What a save!
We've got a live watch along for on Chelsea and Chelsea Real here. And also on this day, which secured our safety again. I think it was in 2018. Mark Noble's thunderbolt into the back of the net. What a day that was away at Leicester. A fantastic day. And Lanzini, he loves a goal in 2017. He loves a goal against Spurs. He scored one on this day. Another goal to add to his collection against Spurs. That's not a bad collection to have, is it?
Nah.
Absolutely not.
No. Lots of goals against those guys. Lots of goals against those guys. Right, we are now going to delve in, and James from the Anvil, I'm going to come to you first then. So firstly, Antonio back with a bang. Wow, what a performance.
Yeah, just missed him a lot, haven't we? I think just that physical body up front that he is. I had no doubt that he'd come back into the team and make an impact straight away. I mean, obviously, back in my mind, I was thinking, is he going to knacker his hamstring again? But no, he just came back into the team. It was the service he got as well. The service that he got from all of our midfield, and Sofal included as well, because Sofal assisted the first goal. I think everyone helped Antonio out in that game, and the formation as well helped with 4-4-1-1 for midfielders and Lingard in the number 10 role. I think everybody helped out Antonio in that game. He got 2 goals, and I'm really hoping that he gets 50 Premier League goals and that he overtakes PDC. No disrespect to Di Canio, but I can see Antonio breaking that record.
Yeah. I mean, James, I'll come to you in just a second, but we sat on the build-up show and was like, flipping heck, he started him, but I think he proved some of us, wrong. Is he? People on Twitter like blimmin' hamstring bingo. What minute's it gonna go? But it didn't, and we just looked, Phil. We just looked with that dimension that we've been missing with for so long. That physical presence up front, which we've missed, and it was so refreshing to see it back. And 2 goals. Fox in the box, 2 goals.
Yeah, well, if we remember last season when he went on that nice little run towards the end of the season. So if he can do that, maybe for the last 4 games, who knows where we'll finish? And he'll definitely break Di Canio's Premier League goal record for sure.
Yeah.
We saw him, was it against Wolves, just on the game when he got injured? We saw how effective he was there. So it'd be good just to see him get back to the best and what we know he can do. It's exciting, really. Just for the rest of the season, keep him at full fitness, and then that'd be all good.
Yeah. Go on, James.
He done good, and I'll praise him up because he done good. He scored 2 goals, but he missing these chances is not good. And you got to weigh it up, the pros and the cons. The pros are he scored 2 goals, but he did miss 5 or 6 chances to get his hat-trick. And I know it's not being hypocritical, but he is our striker, and that game could have been a completely different story if we would have drew that game, and people would have been saying, you know what, he scored 2 goals, but he's missed 4. So he done well. Yeah. He did do well. It's good to have him back, but we desperately need a striker in the summer. I'm not going to lie. We 100% need to get someone in through the door who, 1, can challenge him, and 2, where if he does miss them chances and it costs us, he has to sit on the bench.
Yeah, completely. Neil says, oh no, that's Peaches' comment. Hang on, where did Neil's comment go? There it is. Oh, they skip on air. They skip. You press on something, but then it skips on something else. Neil says, I wasn't expecting a performance like that from Antonio. He was a beast. He was, just that presence up front. He was absolutely fantastic. But we are also joined. We're in East London. We're in Somerset. We are in Canada, and we are now in America as well. Katie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today, Jake?
Yeah, not too bad. We're just talking about Antonio, as you can see there, back with a bang.
Man, he really did. I mean, I was shocked. I did not think he was going to get 2 goals right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, overall, James, I'll come to you. Overall, there was just so many good performances in this game. Like, I mean, we'll go through them, but there was just so many individual performances that surprised us. I mean, we can say it now. A bit of a tactical masterclass from David Moyes. We were all sat here a bit perplexed on the build-up show. Like, crikey, what?
Yeah.
What is going on? What is going on? But a tactical masterclass, and overall, it worked yet again from the big man.
That is why I don't like 5 at the back. That proves it right there. Always 5 at the back cobblers makes us a better team. It's a lot of our rubbish. We're a flat 4, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, and we look a completely different team. Pass and move and everything. He picked the right squad, right team. Lanzini, I must admit, surprised me. Even me, I thought he was done at the club. Now I don't want him to be sold. I think he's a perfect DM. He's a perfect replacement if one of them needs a rest or has to come in against these sort of teams. I thought he'd done a masterclass. I'm going to say it. Benrahma tore it up in that first half, and
correct.
And I've been backing this man through thick and thin for a hell of a long time. I've been taking criticism for it, but I will not stop because the facts don't lie. And when he plays, we don't lose many games. We've only lost 1. So, yeah, I just think I like that front 4. Fornals, Lingard, Benrahma, and who's the other one? Antonio. It was good. It was pace. And we got amongst it, and we done a Burnley on Burnley really. So yeah, it was top. It was top class.
Yeah, that relentless front 4 definitely. But we're gonna, Phil, we're gonna just single out on Lanzini a future at West Ham, and perhaps we were all thinking he's out the door in the summer. But now, could he be your backup central defensive midfielder? He's done the masterstroke. It's worked. Perhaps this could be the option that we've been trying to buy, but in a way, it's just been there the whole time.
Well, I knew he had sort of the attributes to sort of do that, just because we know how he is when he runs with the ball and everything. So it's like it'd be good for him to go in that position because it's something a lot different to when you have no ball there. So it's like where we were saying, he's going to be going out in the summer, whatever. We were sort of saying the same thing about Cresswell last year, wasn't we? And then he had a bit of a renaissance. So surely this could be another renaissance for Lanzini.
Yeah, but maybe then, James from the Anvil. Maybe this is Moyes is putting some sort of secret dust on them. I don't know what's going on with all of these players and their revival. And it's happened with Lanzini. It's happened as Phil rightly pointed out with Aaron Cresswell. A fantastic performance from him. It was unexpected he was going to come in, but he did it.
I'll touch on the Lanzini thing first of all. To me, it's no surprise when he's making players play in different positions and trying to mould them in the team, because he did it with Arnautovic, changing him from a winger to a striker. He's done it with Antonio, was played all over the park before Moyes came. Antonio going as a striker, got best out of him. Lanzini, we don't know, he's a central midfielder, he's an attacking midfielder. I think in that holding midfield role against Burnley, he did really well. He did really, really well in terms of linking the ball, linking the figures of his passing game. And I think, I think he did really well, Lanzini. There are no secrets to our success this season. It's just hard work and grit. And that's all there is to it.
Oh yeah. Very, very, very good performance from him. Katie, I mean, superb. All of these individual performances. Benrahma, Lanzini, Lingard wasn't quite with it like the others. Antonio, we had flow, didn't we?
We sure did. It was super exciting to see. I apologize. My dog's in the back having a bit of lunch here. But yeah, that's what Moyes does. I mean, he takes players and he molds them together. And I think that we've melded together very well. And, looking towards the future, I think Lanzini does have a home. I think that there has been big improvements over the past several weeks. And I think that we need to be looking for our next goalie. I think that's going to be the next key. And we can argue about that later, but we definitely need another goalkeeper long term.
Yeah, but to be fair, we do need a keeper, James, don't we? But I mean, it goes without saying, a striker's got to be at the top of the list, and we've said it since it's been rumored Sebastian Haller was going back in November, and we keep on saying it. But I'm convinced Moyes will get the man he wants when he wants.
Yeah, but he needs to be backed and all. That's another thing. Like, it's okay saying about we want this, we want that, but if it's all about our owners, and I've been saying it on this channel, on HP and other channels. It's all about the owners, mate. And if the owners are ambitious, as we all are as fans, then they've got to put their hand in their pocket, COVID or not COVID. There's been people this over the last couple of years for many years have put their money into the club. I've seen people saying about Anderson. I think Anderson's done at the club. I think but we've got a bit of a problem with Anderson. He's got no sell-on value. So how can we sell a man who's got no value at the minute? So I can see him staying for 6 months and being sold in January. But yeah, we need a striker. I do agree the goalkeeper has to be sorted, because next season I think his contract's up and he will probably need to retire. Personally, I'll go for Areola at Fulham. I think he's top quality. Obviously, people like Sam Johnson. He's another goalkeeper. If you can get him at the right price, he's a good addition. Young, he's only 28, I believe. He's got, in goalkeeper terms, that's young. And we need to sort of start strengthening in the areas. But also, I will say we do need a left back, because it proves that when Cresswell was out, we looked a completely different team, and we had to play this 5 at the back of wing backs, and it's just not West Ham, mate. No, West Ham's not been known for being a defensive team ever in their history. They've always been a front foot team who like to attack. So yeah, left back is definitely needed.
There's definitely a need for a left back as well, because that's been proven. Neil says maybe Anderson will be the next one to come good again. Now, that's a good point. Whether Moyes will have it or not, I just feel with these players like Cresswell, Lanzini, they worked hard anyway. But I feel with Felipe Anderson, I feel he turned up when he wanted. He did something when he wanted, and on his day, he was amazing. But off his day, it was like playing with 10 men, wasn't it? James from the Anvil.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the fence with Anderson, in all honesty, because we can get value from him if we sell him, but I don't know. He's not getting. We said we sent him out on loan to Porto to make him refine his form, but how can we do that when they've only played him 4 times and he's not even popular at Porto? The thing is with Felipe Anderson, when he first came into school, the first 6 months that he was at this club, he was excellent. And I don't know. He could be a good backup option to have if we get into Europe. I will say that. But I'm undecided on Felipe Anderson. I can't give you a straight answer. Honestly, I can't give you a straight answer.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult with these players, isn't it? You know, the players. I mean, I think Phil Lanzini's probably not going to make his way out of the door now, because Scott said it earlier up. He said, "Have we saved 50 million pounds with Lanzini filling in the role?"
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah,
100%. Because what it is, just to answer that. We was looking at a player like Basuma coming into the club, and now I personally think we've got 2 top defensive midfield players in Rice and Souček. You've got Noble there who can do a job, so to speak. Lanzini proved it the other night. He definitely can do a job there. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. And that's only Burnley, and people say, "Oh, it's only Burnley" and all that. Don't get carried away. But you still got a player who's in front of you, and I still think that man can do a job as a DM. I like the way he got the ball and got it out straight away to the attackers, so to speak. So yeah, it could, but we need bodies at the club. Like all this having 2 goalkeepers on the bench has got to stop. That's for starters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's annoying.
And I just think not so much our starting lineup is a problem. Our bench is a major problem. If you look at our bench on Monday night, we had 2 or 3 players who you would have said would have got on the pitch. Other than that, the rest of them was nowhere near getting on the pitch, like Odobecchio and Connor Coventry and people like that.
Yeah, I agree. Katie, I'll come to you. Saeed Benrahma, excellent assist ball into the box, and he showed up. As Peach says in his review, I don't care what anyone says. I'm not going to put on the Peach and the Canadian accent, but he did say, I don't care what anyone says. Benrahma showed up.
He did. He absolutely did, and it was exciting to see. I'm waiting for him to still get his first goal, but as James said, every time we play Benrahma, we win, and it's because we're not playing that back five. I didn't think I would agree with James on that, but I absolutely do. We definitely do not need to play that back five. But in regards to,
I'm here all week. I'm here all week.
James has got more people joining the James Fever fan club.
I know, mate. I know. Carry on, Katie. Carry on.
But Saeed, he really is stepping up, and I'm expecting more from him in the coming weeks. I think that we've got a good thing going, and we get that one more striker and build our bench. We're gonna be in good shape. We really are.
Yeah, Scott can improvisation. I spent on your phone. If you've got it on your phone, it's saved on your phone at the top on the autosave hashtag free Benrahma. But now you need to get hashtag Benrahma is free on there. Let's hope he stays free at the weekend.
I just want to say this stat though, right? Because I've done a lot of research, and everyone knows this, so I'm not going to keep banging on about it. But when Benrahma plays, Benrahma's actually played. What is it? Let's have a look. Where are we? He's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's actually played 7 games in a row, Benrahma, and we've lost 1.
Okay.
That surprised me. James told me that before we went on, and that did surprise me.
And what it is, I'll tell you the games he's played. He played Everton away, we won full 90 minutes. Burnley, 68 minutes, we won that. West Brom at home, we won that, 62. Palace away, we'll remember the Palace game. The one where Antonio hit the post bar and the steward at the back. 87 minutes. Then we lost against Liverpool, which was a poor performance from everyone, not just Benrahma. Then we went to he went to Aston Villa the next game, played 88 minutes. He won that. And his poorest game that I've seen in the West Ham shirt was the Fulham away game when he come off on the 55th minute. So he actually, when the man does play consistent games, we are a threat all the time. And that is my stats on Saeed Benrahma for this evening.
Thank you very much. I need to get like a little video clip, like graphic. James' stats on Benrahma.
When I said Benrahma is free, do you know what came into my head? Tom Petty singing "Free Falling, Falling." For some reason, I'm free.
Yeah.
Right then. So, there's lots of golf chat going on. Scott said no golf today. My daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to Simon's daughter.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
I hope she's had a good day. And God, this is oh no, wrong. Honestly, this is skipping me. I actually saw Moyes give Benrahma a small hug. Progress, Scott, that's for sure. Right then, this is the question that's been put in the chat, and Neil's put it in. We're going to go around the whole room, starting with Phil at the top. Moyes has got a problem now. He's experimented, and now he's left himself in a sticky situation. Rice, I'd say 90% know that's going to be back for the Everton game. 3 in the midfield, 2 in the midfield. Lanzini comes out. We need Rice in there, but can he afford to drop Lanzini? There's lots of decisions that Moyes has got to make. Firstly, to you, Phil.
No, skip me. I'll come back to me.
All right. Good answer. James from the Anvil.
He's got a nice dilemma in a way because it gives him some choice. I don't think Rice is the kind of player to sit on the bench anyway. So in the next game we've got Everton. That's the thing, is they're not Burnley. Everton, I know that they're being a bit crap for us of late and they don't really deserve Europe given where they are on the table. But Everton's a different beast. I'm not saying we play 5 at the back, but I do think we need Declan Rice in that team just to shut down maybe their midfield players like Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. So we need just that extra presence with Declan Rice, someone who can monitor the play. I would say we need... is there a problem with Rice? He doesn't really have a problem with Rice. I think Lanzini might come out then and Declan Rice go back into his normal position. That's what I think is going to happen. And yeah, it's a dilemma, but like I say, it's a good dilemma for the manager because he gets to pick and choose.
Yeah, I mean, we've moaned about squad depth, Katie, but as James says, we've got a situation, and he can pick who he wants.
Yeah, he can. So I think that honestly, I don't think I'd play Noble. I think I'd keep Lanzini in and shift up.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And James, and then we'll go back to the undecided Phil.
If he's fit, he's got to play. Simple as that, because he's the best player. Well, he is the best player at the club, in my opinion, Declan Rice. I think Lanzini done well at Burnley, but this is a completely different game. Everton are a good away team. I know people keep having this thing saying that they're not good and they're inconsistent. They've gone to Leicester and won. They've gone to Arsenal and won. They've drew with Manchester United away, and they are a good outfit. They are well organised, and the only thing with Everton that they are is inconsistent. They've even gone to Liverpool and won this season. So. We've got to respect them, so I think Noble's got to come in. The one thing I will say is that Ben Rama can't be dropped, in my opinion. And if he is dropped, then that's just a disappointment, in my opinion. But it wouldn't surprise me if he goes Antonio, Lingard, Fornals, and then he might even keep Lanzini in and go Souček, Rice. Souček, Rice, and Lanzini as a 4-3-3 sort of system. Because that's how usually Everton set up. They set up like a 3-4-3 type thing with like Rodriguez as the 10 and Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. But I just think if Rice is fit, he has to play. We're 4 games away now, and if he isn't fit and he's fit enough for the bench, even him on the bench is a good move, because it will inspire the players even more.
Yeah, and you've heard everyone's opinions and ideas now, and it's over to Phil's decision.
I'm going to agree with James down there. I think if we can do like a 4-3-3 sort of thing with him, Souček, and Lanzini, that'd be really good.
Yeah.
That's what I've got to say.
Well,
everything's been said.
Yeah. He's got the dilemma now. He's got the dilemma. But to be honest, James, I talked to you about this before. Perhaps the fire extinguisher might have to come out for this front 4. I got that in there.
Yeah.
I got that in there.
I know you did, because they're on fire. That's why. But do you know what though? One thing I will say is this game I think is the most important now out of the last 4.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, I know it's the next game, but this is the important one. If we do win this game at Everton, I don't think will catch us. If we lose this game, then Everton are in the race for the European possibility. And I just think you know what, he's just got to go out. He can't go back to a 5 at all. Because I've had this argument numerous times with people saying about a 5. It just doesn't work with us. We're not a 5-man defence, and if you've got Souček, Lanzini, and Rice in there and all, it just there's no attack, is there? Do you know what I mean? So he's got to. We've got 4 games away now. I want us to go at it with everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. Let's take some comments. So apparently Man United is saying Rice is too slow, and Scott's.
Yeah, he certainly is.
And Scott's agreeing. We don't want Man United to take him. We don't want Man United to take him. Andy does clarify. He was only joking about that. He just said that earlier on because that's what Man United came out and said. Apparently that he's too slow. Yeah. All right. We'll keep him then. We will keep him. Mandy says Roy should start, but can we drop Lanzini after that performance? Well, the scenario that we've come up with here is perhaps Lanzini gets pushed up and Rice comes in. We will just have to wait and see. Scott says, I'm Moyes' biggest doubter, but I'm confident he won't drop Ben Rama. Tom says, if Ben Rama doesn't start on Sunday, I won't be happy. Need to win the game. Yeah. I win a prize. See, if any of you have joined late, or for the people on it only being James now, I've got a word and a phrase I had to say tonight, and the first one was what was the first one, James? Like passport, and fire extinguisher, and I've done it, and I've won a prize. I don't know what that prize is. Probably I don't know. We'll have to find out. Tom says, agree, James. We win on Sunday, we are guaranteed at least 7th. Yeah, that's what I said at the start. If we win on Sunday, the passports are coming out. James's passport's coming out. Everyone's passport's coming out because we're going on a European tour.
Conference. Very far.
Yeah.
As was Katie.
I know. I mean, but
Conference, Europa League, Champions League, whatever. Well, preferably Europa League or Champions League, but
I think we can do it though. If you want me to be honest, yeah, and I will be straight up honest with you right now, I think this weekend will decide if we can get to that Champions League position, because Manchester City have got Chelsea, and that is a game where, and then Chelsea have got Arsenal the following game. Them 2 games for Chelsea will decide it for me. I think Leicester, they've got a hard running after the weekend. They've got Newcastle, I believe, at the weekend, and they've got Chelsea, Tottenham, Manchester United. So it can be done, but it's just like we've got to win every game. And this is what we've got to do. We've just got to go at every game 100 mile an hour. And hopefully we them teams will slip up and we can just sneak in there. But yeah, with all these teams in the final of the Europa League and the Champions League, it's not looking great, I must admit.
Yeah. Well, we discussed it. Me and James discussed it earlier on with the Man United fan. Katie, I'll come to you. That, to be honest, we don't want the English clubs. To be fair, we want the English clubs not to win these because it's very complicated. But basically, with the scenario we've got now, is if Chelsea win the Champions League, and if Arsenal win if Arsenal win the Europa League, that means there's only 3 Champions League spaces, the top 3, so not the top 4. So if that scenario happens and we get the 4th position, we won't get Champions League. That'd be a typical West Ham thing to do, wouldn't it, Katie?
It absolutely would, of course. I mean, fighting relegation last year, only to get in 4th this year, and not even get into Champions League. It would just be the way the world works for us.
Yeah, Scott's stitching me up here. It must be Jake's turn to buy the takeaway this week, Kean. Come on. I got you your favourite 2 guests on, Clive and Gary. Come on. Honestly, right. So my my prize is an ice cream, but I'm melting. But it's melting, and I'm eating it. Oh well, I didn't expect anything. Now we're just discussing whether I'm buying Chinese or Indian. What's going on here? Anyway, so we've got 4 games left. And James from Yambo, I'll come to you. I feel the 2 most important games are obviously the Everton game, and I feel the Brighton game, because they're always a banana skin to us, aren't they, James?
Yeah, Brighton flipping out. I never thought in my 23 years of living and my 10 years supporting West Ham, we could put on 8 defenders against Brighton when we played them back in December. I was like, what the flipping hell is that all about? If we go defensive against Brighton, I will smash this laptop. Seriously, I will, and I'll buy a new one. And but I think Everton, like you say, if we beat Everton, though, all jokes aside, if we beat Everton, I think we're good, because we'll be 9 points clear of them. If we lose that game, I still haven't lost faith, because we've got an easier running compared to Everton anyway. We're playing West Brom, who are technically already ready down, and they could even be officially relegated this weekend. Brighton, bogey team to us, and have we ever beaten them since they came up? I don't think we have. I can't recall. We haven't. I can't recall. Yeah, because I can't recall us beating them. Southampton, they've been crap since. I don't know what's happened with them since 9-0 2.0. They've just absolutely been shoddy. So, and we have a good track record against Southampton anyway. So, I'm confident we can still get European football, regardless of what happens this weekend.
Yeah. Well, Phil, I mean, it's such a West Ham thing. We probably got one of the easiest run-ins out of all of the teams in this, but it's West Ham, and we've got Big Fat Sam, we've got Brighton, we've got Southampton. Oh dear, I mean, Scott puts it here. I'm still having nightmares from the team always put out for the Brighton game in. I think
sorry
it
I
was
mentioned it.
December.
27th of December.
Yeah.
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 Calls me to this day.
Yeah, and the other thing that haunts you, James, is Baker was on. I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You'll never
I
forget
know.
that. We were on a Man United channel, and this was this the FA Cup game or the Premier League game? One of them.
The Premier League game.
Premier League
Premier
game, and
League
James was just giving his prediction, and I said, "Oh, fire!" because I got the team out, and Noble was in it, and we gone very defensive. James weren't too
Unbelievable,
happy. James.
No,
weren't too happy.
I was just like stunned, angry, frustrated because I know this team can attack, and that is the problem. I've seen this team attack teams this year, and we look frighteningly good. And as a West Ham fan, and we all know it, but when we do go forward, we look a threat. But when we're setting up with eight defensive-minded players, as we always do, like a point is as good as a loss, in my opinion. If you take a point in the game, so to speak, if we're losing the game 2-1 in the 80th minute and we nick a point, it's a point earned. But we don't set up from the start. You set up to win, and that's the way we should be, and that's the mentality of the club, and I'm hoping that's changing.
Yeah. Phil, I mean, we saw it against Newcastle, slip up against these sides. I mean, I think some West Ham fans would rather have just a little bit harder running, because we seem to perform better against these better sides for some reason, don't we? And I don't know, I don't know whether it's the West Ham of old. I'm sorry, the West Ham of old just in me saying, oh, I don't like this Brighton game, I don't like West Brom. I mean, it's completely doable that we win 3 out of 4, 4 out of 4, because I mean, if we get past Everton, those 3 games, Declan Rice is back. They are winnable. But football's a funny game, isn't it, Phil? And this is West Ham we're talking about.
This is West Ham. 0 points from the next 4 games.
Don't say that. Hang on.
Late.
Don't jinx it.
5 seconds. 5 seconds in the sin bin for that now. Oh no! Don't give me nightmares. Honestly.
Jinx.
I know. Honestly. But yeah, Katie. I mean, we've got a run in that's very, very doable. Do you think that with that win, we've got it now? The players are coming back. Everything seems to be clicking at the right time. West Ham are back. Do you still think that Champions League is on? But I was talking to one of my mates at school, and almost I think Leicester I think are there now. If they get out of it, I think they got to lose every single one of their games. But Leicester have got Chelsea, I think, the second from last game. We can almost with Leicester beating them, so then that brings Chelsea back down into it, because I feel that third position.
They've got Man United and all. They've got Man United, Jake, and all, and they got Tottenham. Leicester. I think Leicester's the one. I think Leicester's the one who could, like, this weekend. If Leicester don't beat Newcastle, then it's game on. We need Newcastle to do us a favour the weekend. If they do us a favour, then I won't fancy them against Chelsea, because Chelsea are chasing the same thing as us, right? Yeah. And Tottenham are trying to get Europa League football, so they're going to be trying, and they're still in the hunt. And Man United away. And that's a tough place to go at any time of the year, right? And Man United will be on it. So it's going to be. I think Leicester's the one that we can catch, but Chelsea have got 2 hard games coming up: Man City and Arsenal. So them 2.
Yeah, we're going to have this kind of not top 4 debate, but every week for the last 3 weeks, because I think there's 2 games in a week. We're going to see how things are shaping up, and this is, some years we're down 17th. I haven't even got to scroll down. We are just there.
That's nice.
I know. We are just there, and I mean, if we just for 2 seconds look at Chelsea's fixtures, let's just go here. And go to Chelsea's fixtures. Their last fixtures, they've got things going on. So as you can see, they're playing currently now 51 minutes in against Real Madrid. That's another competition they've got to worry about. They're playing Man City again. Tough game. Arsenal, well, you never know what Arsenal are going to turn up. FA Cup final, that's another competition to worry about. Leicester that's a game that we. To be fair, I don't know now, to be honest, because James, you said Leicester, they've got some hard games as well. They could all bring it back in, and then Aston Villa are pretty easy. Well, to be fair, maybe not easy game to win the season. Things are hotting up, and we will just have to wait and see. You know, we want the games to come.
Especially if Villa are chasing that 7th spot. Don't forget that 7th spot, right? And that's what we've got to realise, that 7th spot is, if Aston Villa get in there, which they are. I'm not sure where they are in the league. I didn't see where they were in the league.
I think they're about 9th.
They are 10th.
Yeah.
10th. So basically, and how many points are they away from 7th?
So Liverpool are 7th with 54, and Aston Villa are on 48. So yeah, they're 6 points off with 4 games to go.
So you just never
Still
know. Do you know what I
doable.
mean? It is, and you just got to. I just think we've got to get our ass in order, make sure we win every game, and then wherever we end up, basically.
I agree. Right, last question. How many points would you now snatch off my hands right now? How many points would you take for the last 4 games? We're going to go round. James from the Anvil. I want you to give me a points and whether you think that's enough to get Champions League. So your points and yes or no.
I'd say 9 points out of those 12, and possibly yes, but we'd have to depend on the team screwing up.
Yeah, which has happened so far this season. So anything could happen. Katie, to you, how many points and does that get us Champions League?
Yeah, I think we'll get 12. I'm nervous
I like the
to say it,
positivity.
but I think that we will get Champions League.
I like the positivity. Phil.
Not going to say 0, don't worry.
I'm
I
basing
think
now.
10 points.
Oh.
10 points I think we can get. And Champions League. Don't see why 10 points. That should be perfect for top
and
4.
James to finish us off.
I agree with Phil. 10 is definitely a possibility. The Brighton one worries me though. That's the only one. Everton one, I think we might be all right. I think we might get something there. The Brighton one, we haven't beat them in the Premier League since they've been up, and that one is the one I think we should either make it or break it. I think West Brom. I think we go there and win. I think they're already down, and I think the Southampton one, they will be on the beach. So the next 2. I'm going to say 10 points, but don't get me wrong. I think we can win every game. If we play like we played against Burnley, we can definitely win every game. But we've got to start going more positive rather than 5 at the back and 8 defensive-minded players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is make or break now. Let's have a look what you guys are saying. 12, 9 or 10. Russ is in. He's popped in and out. Always sunny in Philadelphia. Neil says, if we slip up, you know it'll be against Hippo Head with West Brom. Scott says, I can see us getting 8 points, always sunny in Somerset. Yeah. Right, so this is Scott's predictions then. Everton win, Brighton draw, West Brom draw, Southampton win. That's his 8 points.
Wouldn't say West Brom draw.
I think the West Brom, I think we'll win that one. It's
so 10 points.
Yeah, the Brighton one is the one, mate. It's just we just don't beat them. It's just we just don't. I think every time we play them, it's always a goal fest. So if you ever the bet on that game on next Saturday night, get on over 2.5 goals because there's always like 2-2, 3-2, and 4-2. So,
yeah. Just before we wrap things up, I'm going to open it up to you guys on the screen to comment on it. Scott will know because I did a watch along with my friend on Instagram for the Southampton versus Leicester game. And Yannick Vestergaard got a red card in that game. He was Vardy was through on goal. Vestergaard got the ball, but his follow through pulled him down. He got a red card inside 10 minutes, and it's been appealed today. It's another VAR decision that gets overpeeled. It's another red card. They just keep racking up. Anybody want to say anything on that?
It's VAR, mate. It's opinions, isn't it? Like, look at us here. We're all having a debate about West Ham at the minute. If we was doing the VAR, Katie's opinion might be different to mine. James's opinion might be different to mine. Phil might agree with me. So it's all about opinions, isn't it? Like, I just think that the VAR should only be used for offside only. That's what I personally think. I think the ref should ref the game and not have other people in his ear changing his judgment of a game. I think the offside for goals, because if it affects goals, then it could possibly change the dynamic of a game or anything like that. But I think the referee should ref the game, and the offside should be for VAR only.
Yeah.
Refs have done a real good job too. You know, especially when we go in for those tackles and we hit the ball first. Red cards.
Yeah. I know. It's mad. It's mad. Phil, James, anything you want to say on VAR and all of that? All of that palaver, let's say.
Valaver.
Yeah.
No, you know what? They should do like what they do in the in stuff like rugby union in the NFL, where they actually have the referee speak and say, upon review, the decision is blah blah blah, and have it announced. So then you might be able to understand the official thinking a bit more behind the decision.
Yeah, I agree. Phil, finally, anything to add?
Well, yeah, they should just get these decisions sorted straight away instead of looking at the monitor for like 3 minutes and then trying to zoom in on a line which isn't even 100% accurately straight anyway. So it's all swings and roundabouts, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Bob Ross, in it, drawing out the thing and saying going VAR.
Yeah. Wow. 4 days to go until the big game. I feel like already I feel excited and nerves in my body like I did for the Burnley game. I think I'm going to feel that for the next 3 weeks. I mean, I think the fixtures, how they lie is we've got Sunday, Saturday, then we've got our Wednesday night game to West Brom. That's a nightmare. Another 8:15 kickoff. That's a nightmare at them. And then obviously in the morning or
PM.
Oh, PM. Oh, that's not too bad. And then we finish on the final day. Hopefully, I was planning it out this afternoon. If we get Champions League football, I can come on air, do my review. It'll be about 6:30 on the 23rd of May, saying West Ham United have just secured Champions League football. Oh, I'd love to say that. But thank you very much for watching. Thank you to all of my guests tonight. Scott in the comments, to James from the Anfield, Katie, Phil, and James. Come on, you Irons. There we go. Come on, you Irons.
We are massive. Come on, you Irons.
We are. And I'll see you very, very soon for a brand new video. Cheers, everyone.